I don't know if we're in. I don't think this is the same thing. What happened here? I don't know if I'm here or not. I'm just going to talk in case. The stream got cut when we were talking about that person. So I don't know at all for certain. I can get this new one working. If people hear me, I'm over here. I'm talking again. So I'm going to see if. So the old stream is still hanging around. They're doing to me what they did on the other channel. Shoot. But I'm here now. It looks like I'm in a new stream, not the one I was in prior, but I have no control over the stream we were in. There it is. It says Fire Queen, right? So are we all here? And that's my old name. So if you see Fire Queen, that's what the channel was once upon a time. Yeah, so I don't have any control over that other stream. I think it's still floating out here, isn't it? And if it does, then you can't, as a content creator, do anything with it. Let me just check to see if I can get it. It's either lost for good or it's floating out there waiting. Like the other one, when that happened to me on the other channel, I was finally able to get to it. So it might show up in my content creator catalog. But for now I think I'm above the target, guys. So I think that reading was damn right. See, the thing is that I've had so many. Hey, SAACGG, how are you doing? I hope that you're of age. But I suspect you might not be. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say goodbye. Hey, AE, Figment, how are you? Are you 18 or over? Hey, Richard, how are you? And welcome back, Super Baked, Delaney, and did Jackie make it back? Oh, shoot. Okay. Hey, Jackie, welcome back. Delaney, thank you, both of you, and actually all three of you for coming back. We are above the target. So when I read, I'm not going to go off and say the names anymore. When I read on that person we spoke about just now, back in, I think it was May, it was sometime in spring, I was right. This thing would not have dumped me if I wasn't above the target. And it dumped the, the timing, what was being said. So let's just say that entity, and I've also questioned, is the other entity that lives at that location that we consider to be the most famous location where a house exists in the country, right? You know the place I'm talking about. I've considered what's real about that one, but I mean, I don't know. That's neither here nor there. I don't know. We have AI bots and we have clones. Everything is a potential. Who knows? The truth is stranger than reality in this era. Okay. Did I think that I want to get the boys from Brazil. I'm not sure. Maybe I could get it from the library. I don't have it. Rosemary's Baby, I've never read the book, but EM, just call him EM. Who is that? Hey, Tag. Tag, are you 18 or over? Did I do the right one? They think the pyramids are way taller than they show. Might be due to the mud floods. Oh, that would be interesting. Well, they say the mud floods are in different places, like different countries, and they've got cases for different locations, like in the UK. The Cabbage Patch Kids actually have meaning to them. You were born a decade after the Cabbage Patch Kids made an arrival on the scene of, the toy world. They become popular like around 82, somewhere in that time when I was about, well, I might have been 14, maybe something like somewhere in there. I was a bit older, maybe. I don't know. Let me think. My friend had to have one and she was too old for one, let's just say. I'm trying to remember. She got one. And I think it concerned my mother that she got it because it's like she wanted to be a mother too soon, too early. A teen mom. You had one? I never had one. I was too old to have one. Well, there were girls my age that were getting them. Yes, this is true. Yeah, Delaney, I can't say that person's name anymore, but I think I'm above the target when it comes to the data I got on him. Did any of you hear the story of the, I don't know, you don't call a female a prime minister. She's some kind of leader in one of the countries. Premier? The nation premier? Or I don't know, and I cannot remember where she was. But she said, and she's supposed to be AI and she runs a country. And she said that she wants 100 children. Did anybody hear the story of the AI woman who's running a nation and she's going to have 100 children? It was crazy. I love the Garbage Pail Kids. Oh, yes, those cards and Messy Tessie and the biker boy. And I loved them. They were so cute. So you're so young, you know all about the Garbage Pail Kids. I'm researching that on the right side now. We had those and the Garbage Pail Kids at my grandma's house. Okay, so the mud floods. Hey, Crimson Lion. They made the Garbage Pail Kids movie. Yes, that movie was so cute. Do you remember the biker bar? Just covered my entire screen in baby gravy. Seriously, an AI premiere. That's it. That's it, Delaney. Did you hear about that? Okay, you could probably search it if you haven't. It's crazy. So apparently she announced, I don't know if she said she's planning to have 100 children, she wants them, or she has implanted herself and she's pregnant and she's going to give birth to 100 children. Is this not crazy? This is another of the weird things going on in this world right now. But I can't remember. She's not like in Spain or anywhere like that, but I think she's in Europe. Baby gravy is wild. I'm trying to remember the other kids, the Garbage Pail Kids. So, Delaney, you had a baby. Do you remember what the birth certificate told you? Because I remember that all the people who got those dolls would compare their birth certificates of their dolls. Okay, the backstory about the Cabbage Patch dolls, based on what I got out of the Mud Flood universities and different videos that have been shared. There's one channel, and I don't remember now what the channel is. I'll try to share that when I find it, that I listen to that gives good data. They break down the information. They cited that all this kind of happened in Europe. It started there. It spread over to the Americas. So it looks like it's mostly like under the crown. So it could have actually happened like in New Zealand and Australia and Canada, so it's all related to, say, UK kind of basis, right? But it spread to America. And apparently these Cabbage Patch children were children that were created out of nothing, nowhere, no parents. They had nothing, no story, no parents, no home. And ostensibly, it sounds like they were created to be work children or to be adopted like a pet would be. And they had no lineage or no connection. They were just strangelings that would show up. And it's like they had the orphan trains back then, too. So it kind of was like that. They were a mystery. There's art that could back this up, that shows up like in postcards and things like that, where they're swimming on lily pads and they're showing up in cabbage patches in the art and cartoon. And these are things that are actually still, it's mystifying. There's still things that I guess you can see or find like in old bookstores, shops. Like if people collect things from way back. There's stuff to prove that it actually looked like there was a basis of this for the artist to use to render that art. Albania. Oh, appointed in a. You got it. You got it. Thank you. Thank you. So this is a true story. I cannot believe it, but I've been saying on my channel, because of the readings I've gotten over the last couple years since I started the channels, that that everything Skynet, everything, it's all coming to a true reality in a theater before your very eyes. And it's scary to think that this is the way that things are going. Called Diella as the first Minister of State for Artificial in September. Thank you. Thank you, Super Baked. That was an awesome find. Thank you. So with the Cabbage Patch Kids being a reality, that measures into the Mud Flood University, because some of the sculptures, buildings, and just basic landmarks and street structures, the architecture, some of it has changed formation since that timeline. So I need to find out what the channel was I was watching, but I'll look into it, and then I'll put it in the bookmarks and or the post area. Hey, Jakisha, how are you doing? Welcome back. It's been a while. Did you get to subscribe to the Sagittarius channel? We have to get 40 subscribers to get a live stream going there. Oh, you're at work. Okay. I just love how Jacob's brain works. I am subscribed to the Sagittarius channel. I don't know if you are, Delaney. I'm sorry I've spread myself so far out into everything. The 2 channels I took away are, like, if you want to stay there for the what ifs, because I don't know about the what ifs, they're still there, but I'm not going to probably be doing content at them, are what was White Rabbit Mysteries and the other one, which was Bunny Blades. Those 2, they tagged me in a way that is not kind. So they tell me to go to sleep. They baby me there, if you get what I'm saying. So those channels are pretty much toast. But the one that I adopted, which is the 9th door, is the Sagittarius channel. I'll type it out for you here. So that's the channel. I don't know if I can get the actual... Let me see if I can put a link in. I have a little bit of reading I was going to do over there too, but it so sucks not having a live stream capability yet. So I'm trying to hammer out those requests. So if we could just get everybody to subscribe that is a Sagittarius in some way, or they're interested in Sagittarius in some way. But I will be putting content regardless of what style I do it. So there'll still be information there for the Sagittariuses that need it. And the teaser I have for you, Delaney, for the reading I'll be doing there, is there's going to be a change maker. I just wanted to give a little teaser for you and Jackie and anyone else. Where's that one I wanted to say? There's going to be karmic justice coming. Okay. There is a Buckeye moon coming, and I think that is in December, if I recollect. It might be January. But it's about your prosperity if you're Sagittarius. You're asked to prepare. Ravens or blackbirds could come in your trajectory, and if they do, they may be there to remind you that your prosperity is coming. Your intuition is lit, and I'm not going to say any more. I will just leave the rest for the reading. But that is just kind of a taste of what's coming on the Sagittarius front. At this time, it might say there's 5 subscribers, but there's a red-haired girl on the... You know how I use these little AI pictures of people? Yeah, there's a redhead girl on the avatar. And there should be 10, I think, subscribers, but it might say 5, because it does kind of not... It doesn't reflect always the true number. Yeah, it is like an anime kind of. They're AI generated. Which they used to do. They used to do just like cartoons, like anime, like he's saying. But now everything has gone way of AI. It's kind of like the thumbnails. I could have a channel where I'm sitting with a microphone and talking to you with my face on screen, and I could just be blah, no makeup, nothing glorified about how I look, not making myself look presentable in any say way, right? But they, with AI capabilities, they can make everything look more enhanced, everything look more attractive. Because if you look around now at the thumbnails at YouTube, most of the thumbnails, even the blog channels, people, like I said, just don't need to have all the glitz and glamour on them. They're glorifying them. They're making them look more appealing to the eye because that is what AI is doing. Thank you, Delaney. Thank you, Jakisha. And of course, thank you, Jacob. Yeah, I'm actually excited to have the party at the Saggy party when we do. Because it's the first time I've done an actual one sign. I actually sat on the sidelines and I thought about it and I thought, do I need to do guidance for the other sign? Because I have two different strong energies in my own presence, right? And I asked for some meditation time and I waited for answers. And they kept giving me the wheel and temperance. And there was a couple other things that showed up and I was like, this is strong. It won't stop. And I was consistently getting Sagittarius. So, and then I thought about it and I took a checklist in my mind. I was like, I only know of only one Aquarius that's on the channel. So maybe my guides were telling me there was a lot more Sagittarius in my energy than Aquarius. So I went with Sagittarius for that reason. You put a dog in as your pick. Oh, okay. Well, if that's what you like, I mean, having the only reason why I don't have anything real in there is because they're starting to take the realness away from us. Like if they already have my voice, and if I started putting my face out there too, they'd have both. But they could actually do AI slop videos on anybody at this point. If they have everything of you, it'd be so much easier. So it's just I put less out there just to be, because if I'm already talking, I'm already out here. And then for spiritual reasons, I don't let my voice go on screen. That's because we deal with people sometimes with spiritual. Um, there are some entities out here that do things that are just not right, and I just am protective of my sweethearts. But you don't work in energy work, so you're probably okay. But with me, when I'm dealing with reading, you get a lot of hate sometimes, and so I have to be careful. All they need is 30 seconds to replicate. That is so sad. I used to have a different kind of sound about me, that was rare. A lot of people said I sounded rare, and I've heard a couple readers who sound similar to myself. So I think the mic might make things different, but with AI being able to change, or use somebody like that, it's just sickening. Or it's sickening that any person will be behind that too. I'm gonna see if that video is available. Yeah, they put it in there. So it's not lost. It went past 3 hours. I wonder if they're capping me at no, because the other channel. Okay, I'm putting the video that we were. I don't know what to call it. I just said we got axed. Anybody got an idea what would be a good title to put there? I said we got axed. Okay. So I'll have to digest that for a while and see what to think of what, because we talked about, oh yeah, the Stepford Wives, didn't we? We read the Stepford Wives. Okay. I'll put that on there as a safe thing to say. There is scammers that will call parents and act like they're, oh no, that's gross. That is not right. I can't believe we're living in this era. I really can't. Hey, Andrea, how are you doing? It has been a long time. Is everything going well in your world? I'm in Aries dealing with a Leo. What is his current energy? Andrea, just a moment. I'll read that for you. Just a second. Stream too spicy. Haha, got axed. I've received texting messages with that, but I am too intelligent to believe it. Okay, Andrea, let me get your cards ready. Okay, so Andrea is Aries, dealing with a Leo. What is the current energy with these two people in this relationship? The Aries and the Leo. What is going on in this relationship between the Aries and the Leo, please? Okay, I don't think that you're withdrawing from each other. I have the Hermit in reverse. So if you were, it's not going to last very long. Are you in contact with each other? Okay, what is the world? Can I get... I'm not going to read any reversals. Okay, so that'll make it less confusing. I see a 6 of Wands, 9 of Wands. So there's some worry and trepidation, but there's also a victory coming. This has been a bit of a burden maybe in the exchanges. So maybe something's not even in the exchange, the energy that you share with each other. I haven't heard from him since Thanksgiving. He texted me on Friday. So if you feel like he's withdrawn from you, it won't last. I did do the Hermit in reverse. That was the first reverse I saw, and I declined to take any more in reverse. So I would say that if he feels like he's withholding from you, he will come away from that. Will she hear from him before long? the Leo. Knight of Swords. He's watching you, Two of Wands. The two of you are going to come together, Two of Wands. I would say in a couple days maybe there'll be some kind of connection or reaching out, some kind of message maybe. In a couple days, maybe more so than you've been getting. Maybe, let me see. I'm going to ask another deck. Another deck might be more talkative. Can you tell me, please, the situation in this relationship between Andrea and the Leo? The Aries and the Leo? The situation in a relationship. Has there been drama in this connection? I got the Five of Wands, so I don't know if that means the drama is centered around what happened at Thanksgiving, or if there was previously drama. I wish he would stop being hot and cold. See, I'm kind of getting that. There is something going on within him. The drama is within him, the hot and cold. Like he's not matching his... He isn't expressing himself the way that you want him to, because I don't feel he is completely syncing up within himself. Let me find out what that Five of Wands entails here. Yeah, I got the Devil energy here showing up too. Could he be a drinker? He was supposed to bring the ham for Thanksgiving, but he never showed. Oh no. Could he be a drinker? I got the Devil and the Three of Cups. It kind of makes me wonder if that's what he has lost himself in. He didn't show. I'm so sorry. So I did see the Three of Swords. I guess that one kind of does indicate that he did hurt you. Oh, shoot. The star indicates to me, though, that there can be healing here. Is this somebody that you would consider a twin or a soulmate or something like this? I got the Four of Wands, too. And that hot and cold energy I'm getting, I kind of feel he doesn't... Yeah. He might have been drinking. Because that was really strong Devil with that drama and the Three of Cups. So maybe he was too drunk to show up. Maybe he totally passed out, or he was too inebriated to get behind a wheel or get away there. I think that he might have a problem with drinking. Can I find out more about that? Why he didn't show up for Thanksgiving for Andrea? Why didn't he show up for Andrea? He has a fear of a new beginning. This would solidify, so it might have slipped him into the habit of drinking. He might have decided to relax. In his mind's eye, he's thinking, I'll relax, I'll show up relaxed. And he didn't know that he was going to sink so far into a bottle, and he got too comfortable in the bottle. Does that make sense? He drinks 3 to 4 and then goes to sleep. So I think it took him by surprise or shock, or he didn't plan. He thought he would relax himself. He didn't plan. So ultimately, I think he fell back on his old habit. It took him 90 days to text me. I still hasn't even said nothing. I'm so sorry, Andrea. I'm very, very sorry. People who have problems like this, they carry around their demons. When they let other people down, they usually don't want to admit it because they have to admit they have a problem. And to admit they have a problem, it's kind of like admitting they have to fix something within themselves, right? And he wants to text me on Friday and act like nothing happened. Yeah, I think that he has a fear of commitment, change. I think that he is going to possibly clumsily message you quickly with the Eight of Wands showing up here. And it's indicative of showing Sagittarius too. And Sagittarius is sometimes clumsy with words. Sometimes Sagittarius can come across as not very eloquent with the way they talk if they don't put a lot of thought into it, or if they're just too quick or irrational at talking. Aquariuses are known for that. Not Aquariuses. I just said Aquarius. Sagittariuses are known for that. Aquarius. Why am I getting that? So, does he have any Aquarius in his chart? What is the Aquarius? Justice. 11th house. This has something to do with the 11th house. I don't know what your charts look like together, but the dialogue, the way that you network together, the two of you communicate your styles. But he is going to come at you clumsily, I think. And it could be because he has been drinking. Or he's going to feel a certain kind of threat looming over his head. Wow, I could lose this again. I could lose her. She was supposed to pick me up yesterday, but never texted or called me to say he can't pick me up. Constantly getting let down hurts. Now, he was a Leo, wasn't he? That's right. You told me he's a Leo, right? Andrea, I just accidentally slipped when I said Aquarius. He's in a shadow phase. Aquarius is the shadow of Leo. So your person, he could be going through the dark night of the soul, and he slipped into the bottle because he's feeling weak in more fronts than just with you. It could be in his financial obligations, career, other relationships. He's in a shadow side. Your person's in Aquarius energy versus Leo. He's self-medicating. Yeah, and I just pulled the King of Swords card, which tells me, yes, that's the Aquarius energy. He is in Aquarius energy presently. I feel for you, Andrea. Are you here, Andrea? I am so sorry that he's doing this. He is in a phase where he needs to heal. And I think you triggered him because this was a serious chance for the two of you to get back on a traditional momentum again. What I did was take a step back and just let him be. But I don't think you realize that he is going through the dark night of the soul, or this pushed him into it farther. Like maybe he was slowly walking into a shadow side and you didn't even realize it. But now that he has allowed himself to slip farther into it, he's able to engage in it without you there. So he's not like himself. ultimately he's going through his dark side. That's about what, right, Delaney, that's what he's doing, because he has his demons to deal with, and addiction's part of it. So he slipped into the bottle. He walked away from the person he loves that he wanted to be with, but he has a fear of committing to. And the trigger could be the fear of commitment or the fear of failure again in that commitment. So the dark night is something he has to apply himself to get through so that you two can make it if you are to make it. So if you do want this, and he does too, he has to get through this. He's going through something that is pretty powerful right now. Holidays might have done this to him too. He sleeps a lot. What put him in the dark night of the soul? Okay, so your prior breakup, we have Four of Wands in reverse. And I wasn't going to do reverses, but this deck, it is definitely doing a lot of reverses. I'm trying to... He's experiencing a lack of clarity and a lack of purpose in his world. That triggered him before, and I think it was centered around your first breakup. Yeah, he was feeling insecure. He lost his sense of what faith and balance were, harmony were. So you helped him, but he hasn't cleared that. He hasn't healed that since that happened. He was supposed to work on his dark night of the soul when you broke up. He did not apply that. So it's like he didn't study the exam. He had that time. He didn't do it. She's on dialysis now. Is his mother part of the reason why he's going through the dark night? He's withdrawn. The King of Cups in reverse. He's withdrawn. I think that you have hit the nail right there with his mother. It has caused him to withdraw. So I think his go-to with this dark night of the soul is he'd rather just be reclusive and or slip into the bottle, sleep, do things to remove himself. I think his mother has made him feel imbalanced because she's a sense of stability to him as well. The house in reverse could be the idea of his mother. Mother could be home too. When we go back to his house, the majority of the time we spend it in his room watching TV. He's escaping. This is all escapism. Andre, I'm so sorry. He is going through the dark night of the soul. He doesn't have the capacity right now to fully function in a relationship. He isn't ready for a full-fledged relationship right now. Four of Swords. It's going to take him really recuperating through everything to get him to the point that he's renewed, restored. He isn't ready right now. So I don't know if he's going to call you clumsily, like I said, or, what's going to happen, but he does look like he will talk with you. He does look like there'll be messages, but I don't think that he's right. I mean, that's what they're telling me. He's just not ready. He's got too much going on. Is he going to tell her? Will the Leo tell Andrea that he is incapable of being in a commitment right now? He's in very passive energy towards you with the hangman. I don't see him readily coming at you and telling you and admitting the circumstances in which he's feeling he's going through. It means that he's feeling like he's over his head. He's in over his head when it comes to his mother and other facets of what makes him feel like he could be a productive partner. He can't be a productive partner at this time. He doesn't feel strong. He may really want to be a productive partner, but he is not able to because it does look like the dark night of the soul has been triggered as well. He has to give what he can, what's available to his fragmented availability to his mother. So that's why he's not coming through for you. He's split two ways. He doesn't barely have much to work with. Does that make sense? Two of Swords. I think he's afraid of you rejecting him. So that's why he doesn't come forth and tell you, listen, I'm over my head. I can't figure out what to do and I can't come through for you because I just can't. Like he doesn't feel capable. I don't, how else to say that? His capabilities are slim. He's stretched slim. The whole idea of the hangman being in over his head, he's just very, I'm getting Four of Swords again. Now, the Four of Swords energy explains somebody who has made it through the Three of Swords and they've lied on a slab like a bed, and they are there. They could have died. They are there to reconstruct, to reinvent, to reinvigorate, renew. When the three turns to the four in the swords, somebody who almost died. And the four, it takes time to reassimilate, to be that phoenix that rises from the four. So it's almost like somebody that would be like near-death experience or somebody who's really gone through it. So the dark night of the soul, so to speak. So maybe the experience of his mother and your last breakup, everything that's happened has catapulted him to the Four of Swords, and he really needs to apply himself to healing. It will, especially if he can't pull himself out of it. If he can't pull himself out of it, alcohol could truly drain him. When I'm there, I feed her, I do things for her, I love her like if she was my mom and she loves me. Before the breakup, I was his mother's nurse. Oh wow, Andrea. Is there anything that the Leo would like to say to Andrea? Is there anything that the Leo that she's asking about would like to say to Andrea? And everything went quiet over here. So we have the high priest, because I'm playing frequency to heal, and it's spinning the wheel, and it just went quiet. So the music stopped. The chariot come out and the high priestess come out with it. What would he like to say would be, he wants to come at you fast. He's determined to come at you fast. You are what he wants to put his focus on. Okay, his desire is to not really think. His desire is just to get going and get to you. But something about his inner voice is calling him and stalling him. And that's with the high priestess. And he is changing his tune. See that the sound stops, the music stopped, right? He isn't going to come at you fast. He's changed his mind. He's got to take his time. We have the Knight of Pentacles. He's going to take his time. So he is using some kind of intuitive, I think because he has to sober up. Because this is solid energy, the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody who stops and they ground and they aren't impetuous and reckless. It's the word I'm getting. Because for him to get to your direction quickly, he could be reckless. So he's slowing down. He's listening to his intuition, and he's going to come at you slowly and methodically. He wants to be, so he might have to have a couple good meals in him. He might have to quit drinking. He might have to rest a few good days. This could require him to just do things to try to remove the poison he put in him, right? Before the breakup, I was his mother's nurse. He needs to catch up. He's over 50 and I'm over 45. Well, if he is in his Aquarius energy now, the dark night of the soul is what I'm feeling. Because of his age, you're mentioning, and his mother, he might be going through a crisis of morality. It's mortality, right? Not morality, it's mortality. It's not a moral situation, it's a mortal. So the idea of crossing that Rubicon of life to the other side, right? He is looking at, he wouldn't be at a midlife crisis, would he? No. This is, I think, Dark Knight. He's watching you. He's changing it up. He wants to come at you, but he's trying to solidify that he is not in the bottle. He's not going to appear, he doesn't want to appear drunk, okay? He wants to be of lucid, sound mind. I think he knows he let you down. I think he wants to make an appearance and or discuss with you totally lucidly. Midlife crisis is what come to mind. Yeah, but I kind of think Dark Night of the Soul feels more apropos for what he's going through because of all the situation. First, he broke up with somebody he loved. Then his mother ends up in the situation she's in. He is older. But if you compound all these things together, he's allowing himself to give in to his lower nature. I feel guilt and shame weighing on him. Dark night of the soul, like he would put the bottle to his lips every time he felt worse, thinking it would make him better or it would make him relax. And it just made it worse and worse and worse. That's what I'm getting. I would not pressure him. Well, for one thing, if he is an Aquarius energy, he is withdrawing. Nobody can do reclusive better than Aquarius. Well, maybe a Virgo. Aquariuses know how to be on their own or be in their own energy. He is in a reclusive state possibly until he reaches out to you. You might need to just give him a chance to come to you or speak to you. You don't have a way to reach out to his mother, do you? She might be able to check in on him and let you know how things are. I don't know if you can do that. If she's able, I try to get him to talk. I did not make the Lucky Girl go public. I'm sorry, guys. I have to publicize that. Oh, it says that it's live, that it went live. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Okay, it is. We have it totally free and unlocked. I didn't know that it did. It didn't show itself to me right away. She lives with him. So there's no, she doesn't have her own cell phone or anything like that. So you could reach out to her and ask her. Yeah, back to that word. Thank you, Jacob, for repeating that mortality. I think that part of his dark night of the soul is okay. This is what I saw, Andrea. Am I saying it right, Andrea or Andrea? I'm sorry. I said it that way, Andrea. I don't know if that's the right way. Because 90210 was the show I used to watch, and she was specific about how to say her name, but maybe you're Andrea. I'm not trying to say it wrong. I hope I'm not. But the mortality part of this is the intricate dark night of the soul trigger point, I think, that hit him. The loss of his mother, the reverse of the Four of Wands, which is the house, the home, the mother, the maternal side, the the bonding of the compassionate one. He sees you as the likeness for him. That would be that too. So the mortality is now having him, and though you're not far in age, but it has him questioning how long or how will, or how will I go, when will I go, who will go for it. It has him looking at things dark, deep. It changed his, so he's kind of like viewing a lot of things he didn't prior do, because he's edged himself into the dark night of the soul. And I don't think that he properly healed when you two were broken up. So this is compounded like a snowball. It's like it's just kept growing and growing. And he didn't, that's the reason why, and the music just come back on. So we're on to something. So this is what I've got. That's why he's reaching for the alcohol. It's his best friend right now. So that's what I have, Andrea. He didn't get over that breakup. He didn't heal it properly. The heart. He was hurt. He's also dealing with immortality, and it frightens him to think of things, but he does see you as that role that his mother had, as the nurturing, caring, loving. And I did see the Queen of coins, and that was what I thought, and I don't think I said it, but yes, I saw it. And so that's how he sees you, as the nurturing, compassionate woman, his mother, just like his mother, and you're like his mother, and that's why the two of you like each other, and you feel that love for her and she you. So you are the one he picks, but his dark night of the soul is hard for him to get beyond because he didn't properly heal the first breakup, and things just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He didn't see, you know, beyond the bend that his mother was going to, before long, become ill. So it was like another whammy, like boom, boom. How many more things is he going to see? So he kept reaching for that liquid courage or that best friend, or, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of made it worse because he was bandaging his own issues with that kind of result to cure his woes, right? He needed to look at things and try to heal them in a more wholesome way, but he didn't. So now his results are he falls asleep on you or doesn't show, and he's let you down a lot because he isn't certain about his mortality, and it's driving him into the dark night. So it isn't just his fear of losing his mother. I think he's having fear of losing you. He's having fear of his own, you know, breath. When will he go? Can he be, how long will you, he's thinking, how long will we have together? It's giving him a very, very heavy feeling, which is a natural thing to go through. But unfortunately, he has a lot of things that have added. And then there's the devil that just showed up, which indicates that the addiction sector of his world, right? The addictions that were not ended properly. So that too, I think during the breakup you two had would be possibly a crutch that he kept, that he had. And I'm shining a light on it for you right now with the sun. And maybe he's recognizing it. Maybe he's thinking to himself, well, maybe I need to go to some kind of meetings. Seven of Swords, maybe he's secretly thinking about getting to meetings, like AA or something like that. But he does feel you're his happily ever after. I will say that. You have the Ten of Cups. He sees you as his happily ever after. So there is love here. He genuinely does love you. Oh, Jacob, have you seen Black Mirror? Has anybody watched Black Mirror here? There is an episode I saw, and it reminds me of the world today, online especially, but anywhere we go, it's going to be because of refrigerators and other things too that have internet capabilities to them. Have you seen the episode of The Common People where she had to have her brain the cell tower would beam in her brain so it would operate? The wife and the common people. And then she would wake up, or she would not wake up, but she would start blurting out ads, like advertising. It's so weird because everything has gotten so ad centric. They've got televisions, or not televisions, Sorry. Well, yeah, our TVs, you can't even turn your TV on now without having ads on them. But the refrigerators, I don't know how long before you'll have cars. They have street signs that are like digital ads. We're living in Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell was like ads everywhere. Remember that? Yes, that is so creepy how they show has come true in so many ways. Fridges do have ads now. If you get the smart one, I'd rather have a dumb one. I don't want my fridge telling me what to buy. If you watch old episodes of Twilight Zone, about 10 years before you were born, they did the reboot of Twilight Zone. So when I say that, I mean it might have been on TV when you were growing up. So not the black and white ones, but the modern ones, the colorized ones. They had an episode. Now this is gonna floor you if you haven't seen it, but you might have seen it. And Delaney, I don't know because they might have shown it there. You could have seen it too. Because you're my generation, so you probably saw both of them if you did. But the episode of the Twilight Zone I'm thinking about, this is not related to the AI or the ads, but it's more related to our reality and the sim matrix concept, right? They have an episode where they take people and they incarcerate them for sometimes petty crimes, not anything really big, right? They didn't they did some cases where they were big, but you'd have different kinds of cases, right? Anyways, this one particular guy, I can't remember if he kept on getting driving, speeding driving, maybe DUI. It was something that wasn't really as serious, but it could have been. They wanted to make it a lesson out of him. So what they did was they take him and they tweak his brain. Scientifically, they would go into the person's brain, mess with their gray matter, and they would put them into a virtual reality or a reality that their mind would think that they were like living in some other kind of simulation, if you will, construct that wasn't reality, wasn't true. As they laid in, like, say, what looked like a dentist chair or something like that, they experienced a whole life, and apparently they could feel like they were forever experience. I forget the time perception was messed with too. So like something could last for what felt like millennia, and that was actually a few minutes in the chair. Something like this. It was just bizarre. But anyways, they play with us so much. And the Outer Limits might have been the one I'm thinking of and not the Twilight Zone, but they both did the reboot. And I can't remember. But they were all good. I mean, I really some people are camp camp the first version. Some people are like, I'm second version. But I myself, I thought there was good ones in all of it. A different world, artificial. Yeah. And it was his punishment. But the thing is that if I recollect, there was some kind of a um, red tape or dynamics going on behind the scenes with the people who were there, and they were actually abusing him. And I think somebody wanted to get him out of it. I can't remember the story that well, but I think some of these are on actual YouTube. But it's really scary the things that they can do. And when we're told we're in the matrix and simulation reality, have you ever felt like you were just like going through the motions because you're tired or because life just got to be so busy that it's just a matter of getting up to go to the bathroom, washing your hands, going back to bed? Like, say you're working two shifts back to back, or something about life has gotten you so tired and you're just going through the motions. Then I've had that happen where I felt and I could almost see like the sim thing above the head. And it's the most bizarre thing. So I'm like, who's controlling me? So that's where they say, live in the moment. That's where you always hear readers and other people say, live in the moment. Don't, and go ground and do these things. Because maybe there are those that want to pull our strings and we just don't know it. So we have to make sure that we are the creator, the originator of our thoughts and actions at all times. Because there's always somebody who would like to take control over us, right? Several stuck in loops types of episodes. There was the murder guy that would be in a loop each time he. Yeah. Maybe that's the one I saw, but I don't remember him doing that. I mean, I don't. Maybe they said that he did that, and so that we didn't actually perceive the actual act happening. We just see him land in the jumpsuit behind bars. Shadow play? Maybe I can go check that out real quick. Let me see. Oh, Dennis Weaver was in that one, right? Hmm. Not sure if they did a colorized version of that one. Well, it's possible. It could have had a different spin to it or different slant. I could have. I almost think I know the actor who played in the role, but I can't think of his name right now. I want to say he was in the A Team, the series, the A Team. Um, Badass or whatever his name was. I can't remember his name right now. Let me see. I'm getting the spinnies. Yeah, Murdoch, right? Was that Murdoch? Okay, there's an actor that played in the A-Team from the 80s. I'm going to see if I can find the title. If he's the same actor I'm thinking of that played the role. Dwight Schultz, I think. Dwight Schultz. Maybe he was in The Outer Limits and not. Well, I'm not finding the one that I was thinking of. I see him. You're very welcome. You have sweet dreams. I'll be probably going to sleep pretty soon too, though I'm on a different timeline. You be well, and all the best to you, Delaney. Thanks for being here. The pig faced Twilight was the scariest. That one was creepy as all, you know what? Because she was like beautiful, and they were all trying to make her like them, and none of them were. They just, it was strange. It was really weird. Andrea, did that help? I hope it helped. I'm so sorry I couldn't have been. I just, the Aquarius slipped through my mouth, and I was like, well, why is that? And everything he's going through. But I do think you're going to hear from him, and he does have enormous feelings for you. So, I mean, that is real. So don't forget, everybody, we're going to have a New Year's Eve party here on this channel. And that New Year's Eve party, I welcome all the ideas that you have for us to have as topics, since there'll probably be lots of them because there's a lot of things going on in the world. Eye of the Beholder. Was that Twilight Zone? Oh no, that was the Donna Reed one, right? Was she Donna Reed? The Eye of the Beholder. Yeah, it was the one where it was so sinister when she saw that she was different than them, and because of the mental construct that she was different, so that made her feel a psychological imbalance about her beauty. She did not realize she was beautiful because I just can't imagine. But they were so twisted, I don't even think they realized she was beautiful either. They were like, she's ugly. And she wasn't. This kind of reminds me of Ozempic. When you think of Ozempic and what Ozempic does to people and their mindset, because truly, if they want to lose weight to achieve a certain look, that would have to be to a certain level. You wouldn't have to keep going till you were like emaciating. So I would think that to some level, those people on Ozempic, are they having a slanted view of what beauty is? Because no one wants to look at sticks and bones. I mean, if you love somebody and they're sick, yeah, that's one story. They could literally be sick. But Ozempic, the other takeaway on Ozempic for me is what is in it. I've often pontificated it's a parasite. What else? Because okay, if you go back to probably around the time I was a child or before I was born, there was a fad for people to take there was two different kinds of weird fads that they did. One was they would take horse urine and it would be in a capsule. They would swallow it and apparently that would help them lose weight. The other was tapeworm and that was in a tablet and they would take that and the tapeworm would in turn eat their nutrients from them, stealing from the person who would then be a host to the tapeworm. So I'm kind of wondering if, and also that Demi Moore movie, The Substance, that was like a parasite, wasn't it? Where she changed herself with the substance. Normal is really beautiful to me. Ozempic looks scary. I so agree with you. I was noticing I'm not one to really follow reality people, but I noticed that Sharon Osbourne and her daughter Kelly and other people on Ozempic, it's so scary because you can almost like see the bones in their face. And I'm not talking jawline, I'm talking like the cheekbone, it's like it becomes all bone and like no flesh tone. Your mom did it? I hope she completely eradicated that. Because that is definitely frightening to have any kind of parasite infection. But that's the thing about America. Been actually, we've been actually infected with a parasite of any kind and any, just about all kinds longer than we think. America has been more third world than is realized. They've kept us in the dark for so long. Did she finally get her nourishment back and they got results? I hope that she didn't continuously carry any byproduct or anything like that of it. I do know that I talked to people who told me in their time they did it, like people who are older than me I'd met at work and things like that. They would say that they did it. They tried crash diets, things like that. I can't imagine what it would be like to have something like that. But then I don't have any evidence of anything like that I've ever carried myself. But in America, I kind of wonder because the foods and everything in the soil are hit and miss. How would we know? You know, it's like you'd have to have true evidence to know. And I've seen some of the YouTube channels where they used to do the exploits, where they would show their bathroom. I saw some of that gross stuff, right? But I don't know if I really believe anything I saw. And were they tricking themselves too? So it's kind of one of those fuzzy area kind of things. It's like you don't know what to think of it, right? But I do think that we have had questionable things going on here in this country. It's doing it again. No, it's not, is it? I'm getting a spinny. She had to take an antiparasitic medicine. She was healthy after that for the most part. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry, Jacob. Wow. It was totally unrelated. Jacob. One of the things they don't tell us, and it might have been totally unrelated, but one of the things they don't tell us, but a lot of people are finding out, and actually, because I do have a connection to spirit, I found out some time back. Parasites are actually related to tumors. And doctors have been sworn to keep some of this stuff from us, this knowledge, because the pharmaceutical industry makes money off treatments. I'm not saying I'm just saying in her case could have really been something considered cancerous, but many cases are actually parasites. And they can they can connect the tissue, roll into little balls or whatever, and siphon the sustenance from the living host. "10 years ago." Wow. She was my road dog, my ride or die. She sounds like a hearty lady. Did you guys have favorite movies or anything like that? Because you're into certain kinds of things. I wonder if you had some kind of movie you guys like to watch together. Was she into the Garbage Pail and the Cabbage Patch? Did she talk about those? Yeah, the industry is getting exploited, but it's slowly happening. I think a lot of people believe, I think that the whole Luigi thing is starting to help, but also I think that in some ways, as ugly as it is, the things that are going on with the regime, they're going to make healthcare so expensive. Many people are going to find out that going at things a wholesome direction is the way to go. So it is probably there's going to be a lot of truths that are going to come out that if we don't have a, say, event with the things we talked about with Deagle and all that, if enough people are around, a lot is going to be exploited. The truth is going to be known in a lot of modalities we've been believing or being lied to on, whatever it is, right? She liked Gilligan's Island. Oh, I have I Love Lucy, Twilight Zone, Cops, Bad Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Yes, I know that one. I haven't watched it in forever, but I watched it when it was a new show. probably for 2 seasons, I think maybe I watched it. But Gilligan's Island, can you imagine getting stuck on an island that's only like a couple miles from actual dry land someplace, and you're always trying to get off that island and never can? Never can? Talk about being an ultimate sim. I mean, those 7 people, they were doing the same thing over and over, and they could never get released off that island. Thank God we got her hooked up with a breast cancer foundation that helped her financially to get the best medical care we could. UCI is like the best hospital near us. So she was gently cared for. She got the best people, the best nurses, and everything, so that she was in comfort in those days, right? And it was supposed to be a 3-hour tour. Yeah, 3 hour that lasted probably like, they should have done an episode, like a movie or something. They should have made them extremely old, showing them still on the island. That would have been really funny. In my, I would have really liked that. Yeah, so Tina Louise is in the original on the Stepford Housewives, and I don't know who the other people are on it. Let me see, Stepford. Joanna, Joanna Cassidy, maybe no, Catherine Ross. So in 1975, they did a TV movie of it that was a second part or a return to. And then they showed, I don't know if your mom ever watched Cagney and Lacey, but Sharon Gless, she was a headstrong woman who went to the town of Stepford and she wanted to work there, stay there. And she found that the town was too resistant to have her there because she was too, in her female, like she was too headstrong as a woman. She would not be subservient to any man. So they wanted her gone. Well, with AI slop, I guess they could produce something like that for Gilligan's Island, but I don't like AI slop myself. But still, it might be kind of fun if they were to do it right. Just create the elder years of all of them. I know the Howells were already up there, but they could explain that one in some way. Like all that coconut water, milk, all the healthy things on the island kept them going strong for like say extra, years on everybody else. Okay, tell me this is not bizarre. I just got a comment off of a song that I put a comment on, or it was the last one on the string. It wasn't for me particularly, but when you do a comment on something like a music video, and you and I are talking right now about Gilligan's Island, is this AI's quirky way to do a calling card to me, or what do you think of this? Let me find it. It's like a long string. There's over 250 replies. I think it must be AI doing this. Where did it go? Well, 3 minutes ago now, it come through, and I cannot figure out what I said, but the question was, anyone in 2025, you know how when you do a music video from way back, and it was an old song by Men at Work, which, Delaney, if you hear this in the playback, this is an Australian band, Men at Work. Overkill, a song that I used to love. So I commented on it. Somebody comes through on the end of the string, and they say, make Australia Australian again, but it is at Gilligan. At Gilligan. Here we are talking about Gilligan's Island. And then timing. Is that not weird? You don't remember her mentioning Cagney and Lacey? I just wondered because maybe she liked cop dramas, but that was an 80s show. So if she had you in the 90s, she may have been around my age, maybe. I don't know. Isn't that funny? It was at Gilligan. I was like, that's why I was like looking at it when it happened because it did a pop up on my machine. I was like, what? So is somebody coming in here talking like they're Gilligan? And I didn't realize it was to a music video. So that was so not even here, but it's almost like AI put it there. It's just weird. That is deja vu stuff right there. Oh my gosh. She was born in 65. So she and I are like 5 years apart. I was younger than her a little bit. So we have the same kind of generation. We were raised on different, like similar music, maybe a little different music and movies and everything else, TV. Well, I think I probably should hang up my mic for the night and see what my little guy's trying to catch on the wall. We don't have geckos in the wall like they do in Arizona. Have you seen those? They've got toys that do that now where they can walk on the wall like a gecko. I guess the geckos go on the wall in Arizona. I've heard this story. But I probably should get to sleep. It's you and I are on the same timeline, so you know it's after 4 a.m. over here, isn't it? You know, you're the first person I think. Well, no, actually, I have one Oregonian who was on my channel, and there was, I think, one or two maybe Californian people. But you're the first one in some time. So I have similar vibes then. So, because of the things that maybe my generation. I wonder if she was maybe astrology. She had some similar astrology as me. Well, it has been a very, very nice pleasure meeting you and getting to know you. And you're definitely an appreciated person in the community. You've made a lot of friends here already. Jacob. And it's funny how the last topic I've been talking about included Jacob's Ladder. And who would have known you'd be here, huh? She's probably smiling at you right now just because the sheer memory of you and her sharing those experiences. Yes, it was very nice meeting you, and I had a blast. Well, I hope that you'll make it. Maybe you and your wife can both crash the party on New Year's. I'm going to try and do some more streaming here before that. But on New Year's, if you want to crash our party here. And it has been a true joy. And to anyone who's hanging around or who comes back for the replay, I really enjoyed having you all here. And it was a long time waiting on getting the live stream going again. So we're going to do some more reading on the cards, but we're also going to do more Stepford. If there's any questions that you think of, Jacob, to add to the upcoming questions that I ask the cards, and I may implement the Scrabble again too, we can like get into some of the meaty details of what's going on in the woo-woo factor of the world right now, be it not the premier. Was she the premier? Delaney and you were talking about it, that woman with her 100 children, she's AI. You know, before I go real fast, I wanted to say, I noticed that on Internet Database that back before the COVID years, they had actors and actresses that were actually AI showing up on there. And they were married to actual actors that we believe were real people. And this whole thing has been going on probably for 10 years. We weren't aware. So they're really ahead of time as opposed to what we think. Like we think they're slipping into something now, but it's been going on longer than we thought. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, Albania, the AI premiere. Thank you. Maybe we could look into her too. That is the most bizarre thing, but it is a reality, I guess. I will definitely be hanging if I see you on live, and we'll hang on New Year's Eve too. That is for the reading. Maybe next time you can help me figure out my house zodiac sign. I will certainly do my best to make that attempt. Thank you so much, Jacob. And I hope that you get proper rest and that the two of you enjoy your time watching movies together, you and your wife. And be well. Anytime the commonplace get the tech like AI, common people get the tech like AI, the government has had it way longer. That is true. They always have, they probably have things a good 50 years or at least beyond what we think. They just pick and choose what they want us to know. Okay, well, you have sweet dreams. And everyone listening, have a good day or sweet dreams. Deja vu. And it has been a pleasure, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.